How is it going, everybody? Ian back with another video. Just wanted to get this out here right before I hit the sack and go to bed. I just started a new book. You can tell from the title. Um, I have read this before. It is Pale Horse Coming by Stephen Hunter. I'm on chapter 2. I read this back in high school, and it for a long time was at the top of my list. This is before I started doing fantasy stuff, reading fantasy, and a bunch of those books took over my top stuff. But this was my favorite book of all time throughout high school. It was just, and then for the first part of college before I started reading fantasy. And I cannot recommend this enough. Just reading the first chapter again, I'm just reliving those. Holy crap! I'm in for so much fun. What is this book about? Well, this book, you've got Earl Swagger. This is an Earl Swagger novel. Stephen Hunter uses Earl Swagger in a lot. I believe this is the second one. You don't need to read the first book. I didn't. I don't even think I still. Hot Springs is the first book. I don't think I've read that one. I'm not sure. But you don't have to read that one. So basically the story starts out with a man named Sam Vincent, which is Earl Swagger's friend, and he shows up in the other books as well. He is a lawyer in the South, and he gets approached by a Chicago business guy saying that a very well-known Chicago businessman died, and he left his fortune to another person that lives down there named Lincoln. And Lincoln moves back to his hometowns of Thebes, Mississippi, which is a deep South town, famous for, and this is 1951. That's when this takes place. I believe this was written in the 2000s. Takes place in the 1950s. Thebes is famous for a black prison. So that's what Thebes is known for. So basically, this Chicago guy is hiring Sam to go to Thebes and find Lincoln to let him know that he has an inheritance coming his way. So Sam goes down there and he disappears. Sam disappears. Lincoln has disappears. And Earl Swagger, combat veteran of World War II, he is now an Arkansas police highway patrolman, I believe. Police sergeant, actually. Police Sergeant Earl Swagger, Arkansas Police Sergeant. He decides to take it upon himself. He's going to go find his friend Sam in this small town, which, again, if you know my channel, I love small town stories. Love it. So Earl goes down there, and he discovers just corruption. The cops in that city are just running it, and they're hiding basically all their crimes, and they're taking people who come down there and they're putting them in this prison where once you go into this prison you don't come out. This isn't a spoiler, this is right on the back. Earl gets, he does his Rambo thing and he gets put in this prison. He breaks out of this prison. Again, not a spoiler, right on the back. It might be a spoiler if you don't read the back. But that's not really the story. The story is Earl breaks out of prison, but he's not going to be gone long, because he's going to go to get 6 buddies who, you may know them from historical reference, because Stephen Hunter likes to put historical people into his books. So he's going to go find the 6 baddest motherfuckers out there in the 1950s, and he's coming back, and hell's coming with him. That's Pale Horse Coming. I highly recommend. It was a lot of fun. If you like Magnificent Seven, like, you've heard this story a million times before, but it's a fun story to tell, and this is Stephen Hunter's spin on it. If you like Magnificent Seven, stuff like that, you're gonna love it. It definitely reminds me of an 80s action movie, 90s action movie. I can see Charles Bronson gathering up a bunch of other action guys and doing this movie back in the 80s. That was it. Fun, a lot of fun. Highly recommend Pale Horse Coming by Stephen Hunter. Have a good one, everybody.